Thank you, Tom. Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. Bonjour. Bonjour. Senator Harkin, distinguished guests, partners from the field, donors and friends, it's a privilege to represent humanity and inclusion today. We are grateful to you, Senator, for this driving vision, his clear marching orders to double the rate of disability employment. To Andy and Dorothy Garcia at UCD, and to Joseph at the Harkin Institute, you set the pace and hold us to it. Thank you for inviting HI to the table some years ago, remember, in 2015, to help organize this incredible gathering. We have learned so much from Fellows Planning Committee, from UCD, UMass Boston, Social and Inclusion School, you see? You have social in the title, don't forget this one. Members of the World Bank and Disability In. And we have enjoyed getting to know all of you and this incredible work you are doing to accelerate the hiring of professionals with a disability. This is the first time we brought our new name, Humanity and Inclusion, to the Harkin Summit. Yes, we have changed name. You mentioned that, Tom, before. And we are thrilled to share with you our first ever logo that we call the Smiling Hand, which bring a continuity, HI, Humanity and Inclusion. For our first 35 years, we had another name, Handicap International, a famous name in France. Suffice it to say it has its flaws, and it certainly didn't speak to our core values, which are first humanity and inclusion, but also commitment and integrity. Humanity and Inclusion is an award-winning international NGO. We are co-recipients of the 1997 Nobel Prize for our work to ban anti-personnel landmines, for work with refugees with disabilities, we had the Nansen Prize, and for unfailing support to persons with disabilities, the 2011 Hilton Humanitarian Prize. Today, I have more than 3,000 colleagues in 60 countries. Every year, these hardworking individuals, 7% of whom identify as disabled, reach more than 2 million people through our work in crisis, but also in times of peace. You can see that in this map of the world where the strong focus we have in Africa and Asia and Latin America. Who are these people we focus on? Most often, they are people with disability. We have the privilege to work alongside them for 36 years now. To ensure they have relevant skills, to amplify their voice, and to have access to the basic rights, and of course, decent, interesting, and well-paid work. I would be remiss if I didn't thank the organization and funding bodies that believe in our work and fuel it. Some are in this room. So I would like to thank the representative of the US Department of State, from USAID, from DFID, thank you, Richard, and Microsoft. If you are not yet supporting humanity and inclusion, I'll be very happy to talk to you during a break. I will stay all day long here. Two individuals here today share their knowledge and their time with humanity and inclusion. Judy Ullman joined the US board earlier this year. Thank you, Judy, to be part now of this great adventure of HI. Katie Smith also serves now on the new HI Advisory Council. These are the kinds of individuals who push HI to do better and to do more, to reach more people worldwide and to be even more inclusive ourselves. In fact, a critical piece of our global operation is the inclusion unit, a unit that I have the great responsibility to steer. In the room today are Angela Koama, who leads our work on livelihoods. She's based in New York City, and Ruby Holmes, who have a Hilton Prize Coalition Fellow with HI last year, focusing on the Harkin Summit preparation. And this year, Ruby is on staff to push for inclusive governance and support civil society, and she's based in DC. Our unit workforce work more in 40 countries. We focus on 4 big thematics: access to inclusive education, inclusive livelihood and employment, inclusive social protection, and inclusive governance. These projects benefit more than 400,000 people every year in countries like Cambodia, Rwanda, Tunisia, the Philippines, Bolivia, China, Jordan, where we work a lot with you, Prince Miret, some years ago on victim assistance, Senegal and Cambodia. What does inclusive livelihood look like at HI? We support people to realize their dream, developing their own business or getting a paid job. This might be in a rural setting, which I like a lot as an agronomist, or in a busy urban center. It can happen in refugee camps or in remote villages. This is possible via inclusive and efficient services. We focus a lot in HI on supporting services because we believe they are the one that can bridge the gaps between policies and potential users and customers of these services. Because the services can offer skills, financial support, or job placement. In fact, just a few hours ago, I would like to inform you of this big update. We signed a partnership with UNDP in Nepal, where we decided to work together to support access to a better livelihood for the people that have been injured by the earthquake some years ago in Kathmandu and its surrounding. Policies must also change to propose sustainable systems that frame the coordination between disability experts, and there are many in this room, and mainstream actors. There's no other solution than to make these two words work together. In recent years, we have seen more multinational companies turn to HI for support. We are currently developing a brand new project in the Philippines, for example, and Indonesia, with an insurance firm called FWD. Things are changing. We should feel encouraged. And we should pick up the pace. But we need to give our friends at AUCD and the Harkin Institute a bit of break. On April 18 and 9, 2019, it will be our distinct pleasure to host the Harkin Summit on its first overseas ventures in Paris. It will be nice also to speak a bit more French during the day, and not only with our colleagues from Congo and Senegal. Apologize to the CART and ASL translator. I'm going to go off script here. Je vous promets du bon vin et une météo de printemps. I will go back to this later. In Paris, we will build on learnings and ideas discussed this week. Our focus is innovation and future of work. This is a strong thematic for World Bank. We were at a discussion earlier this week on future of work. This is a strong thematic in a breakout session here. It's also a strong focus from the International Labour Office for next year at least. So we commit to bringing the best of the Harkin Summit to a fresh audience in Europe and to attract talent from Africa. To answer your questions, we'll do a strong focus on Africa next year because we have strong relation and strong proximity from Europe, and we have lots of good friends all around this continent. But of course, Asia and Latin America will not be forgotten, but as Harkin Summit will leave to Tokyo in 2020, I hope we have a strong focus on Asia at that time. We commit to maintaining the dynamic that we have enjoyed in the US. We commit to discussing the future of work for people with disability with young leaders in the room, but also young leaders at the table. No future of work without young people. We commit to springtime in Paris. There won't be snow. We commit to for good wine and good food. In fact, that is what I was just told to our friends in French before. The Harkin Summit has the support of the Élysée, the office of the President Macron. The Paris event also has the support from the International Labour Office and the Global Business Disability Network, which is a network that gathers 25 global corporates that are committed to do more on disability inclusion globally. And today I'm pleased to announce that our first keynote speaker will be Deborah Greenfield, Deputy General Director for the International Labour Office. Leading multinational companies have already pledged their support to Harkin Paris. Our leadership sponsor, you can see on the screen the logo of Michelin, the famous tire, but also the guide for restaurants. And Renault, it's the same company, in fact. I don't know if you are aware of that, but it's the same company. And Renault, the cars, the French cars. Each support the vision of Senator Harkin. Each has donated 50,000 euros to make the summit a reality. But you should know their support goes deeper. Michelin, for example, has given Humanity and Inclusion $500,000 to develop a new model to support corporate, to develop global disability inclusion worldwide. So I hope we can, everybody profit of this new model of support of global companies. And we will test this specific methodology and tools in Chennai, India, with one of the big factories that they have there. And we will do it with our dear partner Vishesh, led by Raja, which is in this room. And we will keep you updated of what's happening around this project that will start in January. Renault also went above and beyond their summit sponsorship. They hired Humanity and Inclusion to make their factories in Morocco and Algeria more inclusive. Soon they will replicate this in Colombia. Microsoft France also has pledged to support the summit. Jessica, we are grateful. Air France will help to make the summit financially accessible, offering free flights to some attendees. The US Embassy in Paris has graciously said that it will support some US actors to come. And Marriott, the hotel, will host the event once again in the Champs-Élysées. In the coming weeks, we expect many offers to confirm their promises as well. Perhaps we can inspire companies in the room today to support the Paris summits. Remember, I said you can find me all day. Finally, a reminder of Senator Harkin's goal, his achievable goal to double employment. Remember what we heard Rasha Kashan tell us about the BBC yesterday, that there are more than double employment of reporters with disability in a very short time. We must push one another to imagine a more inclusive workplace and to make that happen right now, just as Senator Duckworth told us to do. So please join us in Paris so we can continue this challenge and celebrate the victories. Join us so we can set a pace for the future. Thank you for entrusting this incredible summit to Humanity and Inclusion. We look forward to welcome you in Paris. Bienvenue. Thank you.